welcome back to From Test to Success. I'm Solandi, and today I'm joined by amazing colleague Maria Veron in this episode, or 7-1 already. We're diving into the first part of the speaking section. We'll talk about some common features you'll find in the exam, and of course, how to face them with confidence and in style.
In the last episode, we discussed some aspects that appear in the writing part of the international exam. The time of management required for this part, what is pre-grading, academic vocabulary for the text, and some different checks in the international exam. For that reason, today we present confident answer. We are going to talk about important requirements for the speaking part and some topics related to the same. Remember, this podcast can be heard every week to don't miss the next episode.
Alright, let's move on two key ingredients for success in the speaking part, okay? Clarity and confidence. These are what makes the difference between a good answer and a great one. When you're in the exam, it's not just about speaking English. It's about making sure the examiner understands you well and easily. That's what clarity is all about. So, here are 3 tips to help you sound clearer and more natural during your test. First one, think before your answer. Take a second to organize your ideas. It's totally fine to pause. It shows you are thinking. Also, keep your answers short but complete. Don't memorize long speeches. Instead, focus on clear, direct sentences that show your point. And last but not the least, control your speed and tone. If you speak too fast, you lose accuracy. If you speak too slow, you might sound unsure. Find a comfortable rhythm that feels natural to you. Now, let's talk about confidence. The thing we all need but often lose when the timer starts ticking. Being confident doesn't mean you won't feel nervous. It means you'll know how to manage those nerves so they don't control you. Here is a trick that really works. Practice with a real exam questions. Record yourself, listen to you, and notice what you can improve. Your pronunciation, your fluency, your vocabulary. The more familiar you are with the format, the more confident you'll sound. And remember, confidence doesn't come overnight. It grows each time you speak. Every mistake, every try counts. So, when you walk into the exam room, remind yourself, I practiced for this and I've got this.
Paraphrasing is a powerful tool that shows understanding. It means expressing someone else's ideas using your own words, while keeping the original meaning. It's not copying or repeating. It's rephrasing in a way that sounds natural to you. Paraphrasing helps in many situations. For example, when you want to explain something you read or hear using simpler language, or when you are writing an essay or giving a presentation, you want to conclude information from a search without copying it directly. As an example, to paraphrase, when we have, for example, the original, you say that speaking in public can cause anxiety. But when you paraphrasing, you say that many people feel nervous when they have to speak in front to others. Paraphrasing, it's not that repeating it. It's kind about rephrasing, but it improves our communication because it's how active learning and comprehension. Here are some topics or hard tips for effective paraphrasing. First is that understand. You don't try to change words before you fully understand the sentence. Other is that use the synonyms or change word forms. For example, you use difficulty or difficult. You can use hard or hardly. Or in the case of improve, you say that make better. The idea is that you use the synonyms. The other is change the structure. You can switch active to passive or combine short sentence into one, And the last one is that check meaning, read your version again, doesn't still mean the main thing.
So, the key idea from this episode is, in many international English exams like the IELTS, TOEFL, or Cambridge test, paraphrasing is a key skill that evaluates. For example, in the IELTS speaking and writing sections, candidates often need to rephrase questions or express ideas in different words to show vocabulary range and understanding. So, keep that in mind. Okay, so now that we talk about clarity, confidence, and paraphrasing, let's put everything into practice. Don't stress. This is going to be short, simple, and actually fun. You can even do it while you're walking, studying, or having a coffee. So, we're going to do a quick paraphrasing challenge. Just like in the speaking test when you have to show you can express the same idea in a different way. Here's how it works. I'll say one sentence and you'll have a few seconds to rephrase it, to say the same thing but using your own words. Okay, ready? Here we go. Effective communication requires both clarity and empathy. I'm going to repeat it. Effective communication requires both clarity and empathy. Now, take a moment. How would you say that in your own words? Alright, here are some possible answers. To communicate well, we need to be clear and understand others. Good communication depends on being clear and emphatic. You can't communicate effectively unless you are both clear and considerate. See, there is not just one correct answer. What matters is showing the examiner that you can use different words to express the same meaning. And that's exactly what the strong speakers do. So, keep practicing this skill wherever you can. Take a sentence you hear in English, maybe from a movie, a podcast, or a book, and try to say it differently. It's a simple habit, but it helps you sound more natural and confident in your speaking test.
Notice how words change, but the idea is still the same, that the essence of paraphrasing. Yeah, for example, great job. Let's try to another one, a little more descriptive this time. For example, learning a language helps people connect with other countries. Think about different ways you could express that idea. You could say something like, when people learn other language, they can understand new cultures better, But say that studying a foreign languages allows to build connection with other countries. You know that different. Each person keeps the original meaning but uses different vocabulary and sentence structures. And that is it. We are learning that communicating clearly and confidently help us express our ideas in a way others can truly understand. Remember, good communication isn't just the grammar or the vocabulary. It's about connection. When you speak with clearly, when you paraphrase naturally, and when you sound confident, people are more likely to listen and understand your message. That is for our 7th episode of From Test to Success. Next week, Miguel Angel and Solange are going to guide you through the 8th chapter or the episode, Think, Speak, and Shine. We are going to talk about how to get ready the speaking part without another aspects. Bye bye. See you soon.